study that basically delved into the question, what natural alternatives to DEET work and how long do they work if they work at all. Now keep in mind, they also looked at DEET too in regards to how effective it was and how long it worked. But keep in mind, most of the natural alternatives, maybe not so well. However, let's go right into the study. Researchers compare natural mosquito repellents to DEET in the citation title. The efficacy of some commercially available insect repellents for Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus. All right, this is what happened. The first one I mentioned to you, I'm going to give you the chemical component of a natural one that seemed to work as well as DEET. And I want to show you the tables too. Now, before I get to the tables, keep in mind the ones that did not do well, I blacked out. You can look at the research yourself. However, I wanted to give the manufacturers the opportunity for rebuttal since this research just came out today, October 28, 2015. Let us begin. Repellents containing p-methane-3-A-diol, sounds like a fancy chemical, but not so much, produce comparable results but for shorter time periods. Some of the DEET-free products containing citronella or geraniol did not have any significant repellency effect. Now keep in mind, these were applied to the skin, and the researcher put his hand in a tube, and the mosquitoes either went one way, went to the hand, or stayed behind. At least applied to the skin. In this lab setting, those two didn't have any impact, according to the study. Interestingly, the perfume, which I'll mention also in a second, tested had a modest repellency effect after early after application, and the vitamin B patch, which was basically B1, in a patch applied to the skin, had no effect on either species of these typical mosquitoes. Now we go to the mosquitoes. The products we tested against two mosquito species, the yellow fever mosquito, mentioned before as Aedes aegypti, and the Asian tiger mosquito, otherwise known as Aedes albopictus, both known for vectors, meaning they spread, dengue fever, chikungunya, yellow fever, and a myriad of other nasty stuff. Henceforth, they need to do this research to find out whether any of these natural alternatives to DEET work, especially with the concerns in regards to DEET. For both species, however, the researchers found that mosquitoes were strongly repelled by all products containing DEET. For other products, they found mixed results. Here we go. Let's look at Table 1 and Table 2. What you're going to notice here in Table 1 and Table 2 is the first four items outside of the control, which means the researcher had nothing on. No shampoo, no soap, didn't shower the day before, the whole lineup. The top four underneath the control basically were all DEET containing. Now, if you look at the number, just for simplicity, if you're looking at the chart, you look all at the numbers in the 240-minute mark. All right, you see numbers like 68, 14, 29, and 30. What this means is the percentage of mosquitoes that actually found or were attracted to the researchers' exposed hand. So look at Repel 100 insect repellent. You see a 14. That means 14% of the mosquitoes found their way to the researcher's hand. If you notice, for example, the control, you see 68. That means after a certain number of hours, 68% of the mosquitoes found it to the unfortunate researcher's hand. But to proceed, our top four were DEET containing. Now you look at this one here called Cutter Lemon Eucalyptus Insect Repellent. Now the interesting part about it, the product only contains 30% active lemon eucalyptus as its active ingredient. Of that lemon eucalyptus, the oil contains 65% p-methane-3-A-diol, meaning this particular species of blended eucalyptus, if you look at it after 4 hours, was almost effective as the DEET containing, some of the DEET containing, in fact I should take that back, was actually more effective than a few of the DEET containing insect repellents. So there, out of the shining star out of this whole group, is one potential alternative to utilizing DEET. So I strongly recommend you investigate lemon eucalyptus oil, specifically of this blend, or get the product, Cutter Lemon Eucalyptus Insect Repellent. Now keep in mind, there are a lot of products out there which are insect repellents. I only can work and talk about the ones that were actually mentioned in the study itself. Now, also too, this is just to read the researcher's notes. All right, you notice the Victoria's Secret bombshell perfume. All right, there's a reason they included the perfume in there because it had to do with floral scents. They believe that mosquitoes normally are attracted to floral scents. Well, if you look after 2 hours under the column, whether it be column 1, or I should say column 2, or I should say chart 1 or chart 2, I apologize. You look at it after 2 hours, after the 4-hour part, yeah, it faded away. But after 2 hours, the Victoria's Secret bombshell perfume worked just about as well as the other insect repellents. Only 18% in chart 1 were attracted and 17% in chart 2. So I guess if you're in a stretch and the only thing you have available is Victoria's Secret bombshell perfume or whatever, go for it. However, let's see what the researchers said. Perhaps the most surprising result in the study was the effectiveness of Victoria's Secret bombshell perfume at repelling mosquitoes. Our results challenge the notion that floral perfume scented sprays in general attract mosquitoes, the authors wrote. Ta-da, science made a discovery. Floral fragrances may actually provide a masking odor, resulting in low mosquito attraction rates, but over a shorter duration of time. So what to take from the study? DEET works. DEET works well. It may work out to 10 hours like they say it does. Don't know because the research only really went out to 4 hours. However, as potential, natural, and maybe much safer alternative to DEET for about up to a 4-hour duration, look into lemon, eucalyptus, essential oil, at least one that is basically registered to having a high level of p-methane-3-adiol, at least 65%. And that can maybe be equally as much as a help as the DEET itself. It's tough. You have to keep in mind, we're not just talking people camping. We're talking about potentially life-threatening situations, so always tread with caution. Once again, this is Ralph Turchiano, and I really do hope you find this useful. Thank you.